family here. All right, you guys ready? All right, here's Pamela.
Let me press the button, okay, bro?
Yes, that was hiding me.
Okay, you ladies ready? Can I get it? Yeah, I got it. Okay.
Do it push it
And
right.
we don't have a certain order, so unless y'all discuss it prior to sitting down with
It
Kathy.
depends on what you do.
Okay, first question, okay? Tell us your name and what you currently do. You can go in any order. Go on, Brittany, let it happen.
Brittany Colbert, and I'm actually about to start a new job in October, and I'll be in mortgage.
I am Adrian Mingo. I currently work for the North Carolina Department of Public Instruction. I service 27 school systems, publics, privates, and charters, primarily communicating with school board members and superintendents, helping them understand the advocacy and the needs of all of the children that we serve across the state of North Carolina. We also do a lot of the training for school building administrators as well as teachers. We provide professional development services as well as advocating just for curriculum ideas, best practices, and what will best help our children not just think about where they are currently, but the jobs that we'll have when they're actually employable.
Okay.
Oh, I give them a chance. And I do a radio host. I'm a radio show host. I went to school to be an educator. Got a degree for that. Thought I would teach fourth grade. Then I was working in a middle school, and I was the in-school suspension person. I said, okay, this is pretty cool, you know. Like, I almost have like my own homeroom because I saw the same kids. So I did middle school. But then I thought, well, no, I could do high school. And then I realized I could teach anybody because teaching isn't about me giving you something. It's really not about that. It's pulling out. That's what education is. It's pulling out what's already in you. So, I mean, that makes it easy because you just got to, you know, have the stuff in you and I pull that out of you. And it makes it fun because there's lots of things that you discover. So for me, the radio is my platform, my classroom to teach and to learn on a daily basis. And what I learned early on is I don't need to know everything. I just need to know somebody who knows something. And I can share that.
Okay, and I bet Catherine answered the next question. What do you believe your purpose is for everybody else?
My purpose is teaching.
I think my purpose is kind of the same thing that you guys are doing, like speaking to women, self-esteem. Like I actually want to be a clinical social worker, so I want to talk to you a little later. But yeah, whenever I go back and get my master's, I get my master's in social work and then go back and get my LCSW so I can be licensed.
And my passion and my heartthrob is to advocate for children. Oftentimes, there are children that don't have a voice or don't have an advocate. And so those are the children that need us the most. I also pride myself in wanting to make sure that I help parents understand the tools that they have and showing up at school when everything is going well so that they know that every child has a representative for them, as well as sharing with women that you are God's greatest beautiful gift. And you have something in you that each of us have been gifted to give to others, and how do we pull that out and make sure that the system continues?
So, anybody can tell me how to discover that was your purpose?
I've known that I wanted to teach since I was in the third grade. So all my life long, I've known that I would have a presence in school. Never did I dream that I'd work for the State Department. However, I think that you're born with gifts, and I think that God continues to pull those things out of you. But you can also learn things as well. And I enjoy talking. I enjoy meeting people, and I know that when children are at their best, our future is even better. There'll be a day when the younger children that are running around here will be responsible for making decisions that will impact each of us. So if we can equip them and educate them in the best way now, we'll have a better future. All of us, regardless of what age we are, simply because we will have done what we need to do by then.
I've always known that I wanted to work in the medical field. Like I've always known that I wanted to be a doctor. I think I decided I wanted to be a doctor when I was like 8. Of course, when I was 8, I wanted to be like a heart surgeon or like a burn surgeon and all these different crazy things. And then as I got older in high school, I kind of realized I like the psychology, mental aspect of health. So whenever I went to college, my original major was pre-med psychology, and I was going to go to medical school and be a psychiatrist. But I just realized I don't like chemistry and atoms. I don't like that part. So I dropped the pre-med and I just went psychology. And so that's why I decided I was going to go back and get my master's and do insurance.
I agree with both of you. I knew at 5 years old I wanted to be a mommy and a teacher. I didn't realize at that time you needed a daddy to have the kids. That wasn't even at all. And I didn't know about science labs either to have test tube babies. So anyway, but I am a mom and I'm a teacher. But at 5 years old, I think that's when I knew. But how I ended up, because when I graduated high school, much like Regina said, they were talking about the jobs that paid the most money. I was gonna be an accountant. And yeah, that wouldn't have worked because if I worked for you, you would have fired me. And the people who needed me to do their accounting, they wouldn't have got done because I was socializing with a friend. I'm too social for that. But I tried to get a job and make good money, you know, but that didn't work out. That lasted like the first semester in college. I changed what I
We
wanted to
lose
be.
people along the principles of accounting, right, Candace? I can't do this.
Yeah. So anyway, I stumbled back into what I knew I wanted to be at 5 years old by accident.
So now that you decided you found your purpose, did things get easier once you found that purpose?
No.
She's been the pretty sweet one.
Well, I'm gonna explain that. Her mouth is open like, why not? But it didn't get easier because it doesn't pay the money that an accountant would make. You know, you're not gonna make big money doing that. Everybody's telling you what it's not gonna do for you, and why would you do that? You're already on this good job, or you're already on this right path. Why would you stop and go and start over and do that? Those kids are bad, or you know, this isn't good. They're not gonna learn. People are never gonna change. They're not gonna, you know. And for some reason, maybe I'm a glutton for punishment. I think, you know, there's a little glimmer of hope that people actually will get it one day. You just have to keep saying it. So no, it doesn't get easier because there's so many obstacles. The easy thing is to just fall into a formula and do what you weren't designed to do. Get trained to do something and do that thing. And so you can buy stuff and people can look at you and say, oh, she has stuff and she looks successful. That's easy. The hard part is doing what internally is calling you. It's easy to push that to the side and make that a side item, the thing that you were designed to do, because people don't mind you doing it for free. Just don't say that's how you're gonna pay your bills, because sometimes you can't always pay every bill, at least not in the beginning. So I say no.
And I'm gonna say no as well, because I mean, I haven't really even gotten into my purpose, but I really don't wanna go back to school. Like, I really don't wanna go. Like, I'm dreading going back to school, but I know that's the only way I can get to where I wanna go, so. I don't think that I'm gonna be.
And so I differ from the two of them, which is okay. But I think operating in my gift is easy. I do know that there continue to be challenges, but because it is a gift and I know that God has given it to me, He's opened doors and windows that I never ever even imagined would be there. My husband, who did not know how to feed a baby or change a diaper, Alexis, my oldest child, which many of you know, was 8 weeks old when I went back to graduate school. And I told you, okay, Joe, just let me finish graduate school, we'll be good. Finished that. 2 months later, I said, I want your national board certification. He said, go for it, Adrian. He's my #1 cheerleader. He's my #1 encourager, my #1, Rahu, you can do this. In fact, my husband tells me I can do things that sometimes I don't even think that I'm capable of, but it's because of him and the support that we have. I think that what it makes my operating, and doing what I do a lot easier. We also have a lot of support from my families. So I think it does get easier. I would be a backpack kid the rest of my life. In fact, when we were over at the shed is when I called Pastor Reeves and May over to the side, and I said, I'm getting ready to go to school and get my doctorate. And so I said, I want you all to pray and agree that that's what's going to happen. And many of you saw me walk across the stage years ago after I completed my program. So I do think it's easier operating in your gift, but God continues to challenge you not to get comfortable, but to stretch yourself and to do things even more so. You can do it, Brittany.
How do you believe a woman's self-image affects her living out her purpose? This is Gene's question, by the way.
Yeah, that's my question.
That's why I'm trying to own this. These ladies own this question.
I really think that every woman has to have, and I'm not saying a whole bunch of girlfriends, and it's fine to have girlfriends, but you got to have your ride or dies. And those are the people that really keep you grounded. And they also can be called your flat tire friend, the person at 2 o'clock in the morning. Hey girl, you got to get up. I know, you're probably sleeping real good and snoring and slobbering too.
but I need you. I think every single woman has to have that type of person in their life that will not only do that, but that will also call you on the carpet. You're not doing what you need to do. You're better than this. Let's get it together. How can I help you? Not coming in a punitive type, but coming purely from love. And when I know that you care, I care what you think. And when I know that beyond everything else, it's all in love, then I can hear what you have to say, even when it doesn't feel good. So just in having yourself around people that sincerely care about you as an individual allows that to happen.
Can you repeat the question? That was all into her.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
I was really into it.
How do you believe a woman's self-image affects her living out her purpose?
Okay.
Yeah, that image, you gotta have that person that keeps you grounded in that.
I think even
No,
when
you
you have all those people around you, even when you have all those people around you, like you still have to believe in yourself.
Yeah.
'Cause I know people always say, "Oh, you're beautiful, you're this, you're that," but if they don't believe it, then they're still not going to do anything with it. Like you really have to start with yourself and really truly believe it yourself. And once you believe it yourself, you get motivation to do this and that. You see where you're supposed to go. You find the right people, but you really have to start with yourself.
What she said. Pretty much. And getting prepared for this week, because I know I bugged Regina. I was like, what about this? And what are we supposed to say? What issues? She was like, Catherine, you'll be fine. Well, when you think about your self-worth or your self-image, just what you said, when someone tells you, you can hear you're beautiful all day long. You can hear that. But what happens when someone doesn't tell you nice stuff about you? It can go down if you don't already believe those things, or it's basically knowing, those things about yourself. So it would affect how you pursue or fail to pursue your purpose if you don't believe that you can do anything or do all things when you are, get my words together, when you're thinking about your self-image, or you're not thinking about your self-image, or someone didn't tell me I could do it, then you didn't believe in yourself. You're waiting for someone else to do that thing for you. So it's important. It would throw you off from pursuing what it is. Are you trying to get my attention? I'm sorry. You gonna do that? Okay. But it does affect how you pursue what it is you're supposed to be doing, because if you don't believe it, you won't put your best foot forward. You won't put your best in it. It would have to be co-signed by somebody else. Do you think this is good? How do you think this is? And there's no confidence there. And confidence is better than anything that we could put on as women to adorn ourselves. So that's how self. The other piece is knowing your worth in God. And there's I have no, not that one. It's right there where God Safe House. There's a book. It's Prayers for Women, that I do encourage you, if you don't already, do some type of daily devotional. That might be something that you want to be a part of. It really helps you stay grounded in how God sees you. It's not about how anybody else sees you. It's how God sees us and what He tells us we are. And then you can have your ride or dies help you in that whole encouraging you through different parts of your life.
We're done yet.
You first.
Yeah, does anyone have any questions for the panel?
I'd like to just say this one thing. It's very impressive. I really am enjoying I'm enjoying this system. And I've enjoyed everything that everyone has said. But I want to put this thought in your mind. I am 63, and I just knew for sure the Lord would be through with me by now. And I know my own way, and live happily ever after. But he's still not through. And he is still working on me. And I keep saying, but Lord, I'm 63. and he's saying to me, but look how old Abraham was when I gave him Isaac. Look at Sarah. And that let me know that it doesn't matter how old you are. He's still working. And I've got something in me now that I want to do as a fundraiser for my grandmother. for children. And Lord knows he does. What he does, everybody in this church knows my grandson. So we've got him where he needs to be. And they need money. And I've got an idea of how to raise money for them. And today, just let me know, Anita, you need to push on. And here this old 63-year-old woman got her grandson back there. She knows what he needs. And she gonna put that.
That's right.
Today, sometimes you're in a spot and you know you need to be there. That's where I was today. I knew I needed to be here. And this is perfect. And so I really enjoyed it. So you talking about going back to school, honey, you don't never do learn. You don't. I just finished a paralegal class. I just got my license to sell license. And I'm 63, so yes, I'm not waiting. So you go to school, so this won't be either.
Anybody else? All right. Well, ladies, give your final thoughts on what you'd like to leave with the ladies here today.
I just want to say thank you to Sanctuary, Miss Adrienne, Miss Leah, and everybody who helped set up today. And just thank you so much for just welcoming us and allowing us to have this here. I'm truly appreciative.
Yeah, that might make it easier.
You never said what?
This needs to be said.com. It's online radio. Yes.
Okay, I was like, trying to listen for, where do I listen to you?
Yeah, this needs to be said.com. It's online, internet radio. But that's a good question, thank you. What I would like to leave everyone with, and when I was preparing myself for just the simple thought is you don't have to have a traumatic story. I'm not one of those people that had anything really major happen to me. I was more of the person that said, what am I complaining for? When I hear someone else's story, I'm thinking, I really didn't have to go through that. I didn't have, I don't have a major something that happened to me. And I prayed that God, you don't have to put me through anything, just stump my toe and you let me know I got you. So I'm pretty easy to redirect. So even if you don't have a traumatic story to tell, or you may feel like you don't have something to tell, it's an internal struggle. It's internal, and you wrestle with that. We can dress ourselves up with everything and look the part for whatever it is that we're doing. But it's that thing, that mind, whatever's happening internally, that clenching in your chest, that, why does she get that? Well, why are they paying attention to her? The stuff, the self-talk that you do, it's okay to talk to yourself. Say good stuff to yourself. Be gentle with yourself. And you don't have to go through anything traumatic. Know that you're valuable. Believe that you're valuable. And I challenge each of you to look in the mirror every morning and say to yourself repeatedly, I love you. Now, I love me some Catherine, I do. Now, Catherine gets in trouble because I let Catherine do some stuff she's not supposed to do, eat late at night and stuff like that. But, I really love me, I do. And then I have to say, okay, you're not supposed to do that because, see, you feel crummy in the morning. But look in the mirror and tell yourself, I love you. Look yourself eye to eye. Because if you really think about it, when we get dressed in the morning, we don't even look in the mirror. We just kind of know that top goes with that bottom and those shoes, and we're out the door. Really look at yourself and identify freckles and whatever and say, I love you. And when you love someone, think about how we love our children or our siblings, whoever. You don't let anybody do anything to them, say anything to them wrong. So you don't let anybody say anything to you that you won't accept inside of you. Don't let you say anything to you that's unacceptable. And what Sandra said earlier was we do teach people how to treat us. We really do, and it resonated. When she walked in here, I didn't know who she was, and I know who she is now, but when she walked in, she gave off that energy of I love me, and I love every one of you in this room. It wasn't a selfish thing. And when you love yourself and you're generous with yourself, you're going to automatically do that to other people because you don't want anything less out in, the energy around you. Because what you put out is what you get back. So that's what I want to do.
I too encourage each of you just to know how precious you are. I do have a challenge with each of you. Sometimes we get so caught up in what we're going through. I think Regina said it best. This week has been a week, and we've had to press our way. And a lot of times in life, you have to press your way.
regardless if it's a relationship, or if it's a health issue, or if it's financial, even if it's spiritual. God is calling you to a place of uncomfort, then you've got to press your way through it. But seek Him and everything else will follow. And I also encourage each of you to call a girlfriend or call a sister or someone that you've not spoken to in a while and let them know how much you really care about them. They're waiting to hear from you. And sometimes it's that surprise phone call that they get on the other end. It's like, gosh, how in the world? How did that come about? And you'd be amazed at how good that'll make the other person feel. But in turn, you'll feel good about it too. So even before the day ends, I encourage you all to call somebody that you haven't spoken to in a while and just share with them. Tomorrow's not promised. For each of us to go our daily ways back and forth and, to be at one destination safely and then to get back home to our loved ones, that's a tremendous blessing. And that's not something that we can take for granted. So I'm just excited to be a part of it. I was looking at the itinerary, looking at the tour. This is my first, but it's not my last. So I'm going to see y'all on the road. And we'll just continue the whole empowering each other. Sometimes we can be so catty, and oftentimes it's thought of that a whole lot of women can't get in the same space without the drama. Well, you all know at Sanctuary we have a drama-free environment. It's not that we always agree with each other, but we find a different way to deal with our disagreements. And if we're all children of God, we should be able to go to each other and say, Brittany, what is up? Or she should be able to say, Adrian, the same way. It should be reciprocated. So it is wonderful that you all are living out your purpose and being obedient to God.
That's us. You're free to go. Cameron, you have anything you want to say?
You guys give them a hand. My son had to take Olivia out. We need to reset the camera for the next speaker. So go get them, please. While she's doing that, I'm going to read something to you. I'm going to bring up our keynote speaker. And I'm real time. I'm one of those folks, like stuff on time. And I said, we're going to be out of here at 1:30. It might be 1:35, but it ain't going to be long after 1:30, y'all. You understand? We're going to be up out of here. So I'm going to ask Shell, just cut it back maybe 20 minutes. That's good. But she going to bless y'all a little bit. I'm so excited she's here. Something that, well, first of all, Adrian was supposed to be on that panel, wasn't she? See how God does things? She was supposed to be on that panel. And immediately when I started thinking, we were missing 2 panel members. Who? Her name, bam, there it was. So thank you for jumping in when you had no idea until I called your name that you were going to be on this panel. There's something I wanted to read to you, and she actually brought it back to my mind as I was back in the back. Another part of our mission is creating a sisterhood. And if you go to my site, I have this reading called A Real Sisterhood. For too long, our women have been jealous of each other, catty, tearing each other down. And I'm one of those people, I tell people quick, I walk in the room and I'll tell the baddest chick in the girl, you look good today. Because I recognize that her shining has nothing to do with me shining. It doesn't make me shine less, it should make me shine more. It should inspire me. We are God's daughters and we're each other's sisters. Does that make sense? And that's huge to me, that we love each other the way we created to love each other. And my sister that's just who we are. We've never been those kind of women. I'm telling you, if I see a woman, she got a good job, I praise God for her good job. She got a good man, thank you, Lord, she got a good man. Does that make sense? We need to really rejoice for each other. But this is something I wrote. Where's Gabriel? Don't reset the camera, baby. I know he says hardworking for his mama, y'all. He asked for that job. I keep reminding him that you asked for Christmas, can I work for y'all? This is called A Real Sisterhood. I'm giving him time to reset the camera. And then we'll get started. It says, A Real Sisterhood. So here I am again, overwhelmed by what God continues to do, but so excited for the next move. God has given me a vision for a true sisterhood, a network of women stretching from here to every corner of the world, a living organism of women carrying out the Great Commission with compassion and amazing love. I see a sea of women who really have each other's backs. Sisters who love across racial, socioeconomic, and any other kind of boundaries. Women who are connected through the blood of Jesus, like we are connected with our own family bloodlines. A real sisterhood. A place where every woman is accepted, loved, encouraged, and lifted up in prayer. A real sisterhood. A no condemnation zone. We are free to be the sassy women we were created to be. A real sisterhood. An arena where our uniqueness is celebrated and considered a blessing. A real sisterhood. God's daughters being real sisters. God made woman different for a purpose. He has set us apart for such a time as this. It's time we stand in the gap for our husbands, lay hands on our children, and fall on our faces for the kingdom. Rise up, women of God. There's little time, and there's much work. That's another part of our mission. And I read that before Shell came up because Shell is a real sister. We met her at the Diamond Diva magazine launch party. Remember that, Pamela? She was the host for that. This chick here's got a resume you wouldn't even believe. She got those traveling stage plays everybody goes to see. She's been in so many. She's an author. She's a host. She is the reigning 2013 Mrs. Black North Carolina. We're so excited to have her in the building. We met her that day. All these vendors in the room. And she kept talking about our table, fiercely sassy. In fact, she went to the front. She had a pretty dress on, took our t-shirt on and put it over her dress and hosted that whole show with our shirt on, blessed us. Because then everybody wanted to come to our table. Does that make sense? And from the moment we met her, she's been like a sister to us. Encouraged us, sends me Facebook messages, has been a blessing. And when we started the tour back in the spring, she was on our panel in Raleigh, North Carolina, and blessed those women tremendously. And I told Pamela, we've got to have Shell come back and be one of our keynote speakers. And so she drove from Raleigh, North Carolina to be with y'all this morning, I guess afternoon now. And I'm so excited to have her and to share her with you. You guys stand to your feet and welcome my good friend, Miss Shell Holloway Purcell, the reigning 2013 Mrs. Black North Carolina. I thought she would have a crown and sash on this.
Thank you, Regina and Pam, so much for this opportunity. I'm going to ask that everybody kind of, they did, move over into one section. We family. We're a family, a bunch of women. We are family. And no, I didn't wear my crown. I left my sash, all of that at the house. But I am the 2013 Mrs. Black North Carolina. I didn't do my hair, do much to it. I said, maybe because if my stylist would have gotten me, she would have spiked me. I ain't want y'all focusing on my hair. And she'll do her thing. And I say I'm going to wear a dress that if my top stomach get to fight with my bottom stomach, they really can't tell because I got all these stripes on. I say, but I will keep my shoe game tight so they'll know that I can bring it. It is an honor and a blessing to be here. I remember when I met Regina and everything that she said is true. I wore that shirt. I still have a picture on Facebook. I was pointing at her and her sister back there at their table with my fiercely sassy shirt on. They inspired me. And anytime you call me, I'm going to come. I ain't have any gas in my car, but I said, Mama, I got to go. She said, I put $100 in your gas tank. You better get there. I said, I'm going, and I thank her. I'm going to share something with you all that's very near and dear to my heart. I ran for Mrs. Black North Carolina because I felt like somebody stole something from me. I got married September 24th, 2011. November 16th, 2011, the Federal Bureau of Prisons knocked on my door and they told me, I have your husband and he is going to jail. A lifestyle that he was living that I had no clue about came up and tapped me on my shoulder. Now, he had a construction company, got all kind of John Deere toys in my mother-in-law's backyard, but he had another life that he was running from, but he wasn't listening to God, so God tapped him and sat him down. And as a result of that, I felt like somebody stole something from me. So 54 days after I got married, I had my plan on what I was going to do to be a wife, and God changed my plan, and I had the nerve to say, now, God, I'm angry with you. Shame on me. I felt like God had broken me down to my lowest point because I knew what kind of wife I was going to be. I knew what kind of mother I was and how I was going to continue to bless my children. But I felt like somebody stole that from me. So I'm going to be Mrs. Black, North Carolina. I ran and I won, but I didn't have my husband who I thought validated me as Mrs. What was my self-worth? What did I feel like I was? I have the crown, but and the title, but how did I feel? My self-worth. And self-worth, when I looked it up, I know self means mine. It belongs to me. But worth was defined as quality that renders something desirable, useful, and valuable. Quality that commands esteem or respect. I lost something, so I thought. God has used this opportunity to show me that you have to lean and depend on me. I know your worth because I created you. On my bad days, I say, thank you, Lord. You created me. You know just how much I can handle. So I worried. I spoke to Regina. I said, I'm getting my speech ready. I ain't worried about you. I ain't even worried about you. Whatever you say is going to be good. So this morning I got up and I washed my hair and I was like, oh, I'm going to curl it. No, I ain't going to curl it. I got in the shower and I said, what would I say to a room full of women about self-worth? What do they not know about themselves? She said, I said, Lord, what am I saying? He said, tell them that they're pregnant. I said, all of them pregnant? He said, they're all pregnant with a purpose. And you have got to tell them how to birth their purpose. Every day in our lives, we go through so many things and we struggle with our purpose. But you're pregnant with your purpose, and today, you're going to have to birth your purpose, or your labor pains are not going to stop. You can't carry somebody else's purpose. You can't carry somebody else's pain. So be careful when you're going through labor that you're not carrying somebody else's pain. It's okay to be selfish sometimes and say, I can't carry yours right now. I got my own labor pains. I got to be ready to push when Dr. Jesus said, push. I can't carry yours right now. Don't you be selfish and ask me to carry yours. Let me carry mine first. Oftentimes our family will come in and we will allow them to take our purpose and put it down and see theirs through. And then you wondering 2 years later, what in the world, what did I do with my purpose? I said, I'm going to live for Shell and Shell only. God, if you bless me, I'm going to bless somebody else. But I'm going to receive my blessing. And I'm going to give you the praise as long as I have breath in my life. In a pregnancy, you have your first trimester. That's when you kind of don't want to tell anybody because you don't want to jinx it. So be careful who you tell what you think your purpose is. Because everybody who say they team you ain't team you. Sometimes they will steal your purpose. Next thing you know, they name on your purpose, and you looking around like, hey, that was my purpose. Be careful what you share with people who say they're on your team. I tell the Lord, I tell my mama, I tell my children, my husband, and my ride or die chick. Because I know at 2 o'clock in the morning, she coming to get me. She going to pick up my children. If I have to have them with, everybody's going with her. And in the morning, when we all get off her couch or floor or wherever, we'll go back and get the car. My ride or die chick knows what my purpose is. Oftentimes, We try to help people who don't want to help themselves. And you can't get caught up because maybe that's not your purpose. You can't help everybody. I know we want to. I've tried. You carrying too much in your pregnancy gonna send you into labor too early. You don't want to go into premature early. You're gonna lose your purpose. Everything that somebody else says is for you might not be for you. You can't tell me what's for me. God gonna send me mine, and you may not like what God sends me, but that's okay because He didn't send it to you. He sent it to me. That's your purpose. Whatever it is that you are in bed, it won't let you sleep at night. You're tossing and turning. When you wake up in the morning, it's on your mind. When you think about it, you smile. That's your purpose. When every time you stop and talk to somebody, girl, let me tell you this, I'm going to add on to it. That's your purpose. That's what you're supposed to be doing with your life. Everybody here today, you didn't come here pregnant, but you're going to leave knowing I'm pregnant. I got a purpose, and I'm about to give birth. Labor pains are going to come. That's those people who are doubting you. That's a labor pain. But you're going to push. And I started with the push because the first P is for pressing. And then the next P is going to pray until something happens. So you're going to push. You're going to press and you're going to pray all the way through your purpose. Childbirth is different for everybody. Sometimes it take you a long time to get it out. Sometimes it come right quick. Sometimes it's painful. But it is your purpose. Sometimes you hear a lot of no's. Lord, I've heard some no's. But they mean nothing when you get one yes. That's my purpose. I'm going to do it now. Embrace those moments because you never know when you're going to get that moment back. It's very difficult for people to follow you when they don't know where you're going. That's why you got to drive yourself. If God and you are for you, it don't matter who in the passenger seat or the back seat, you still drive. I said I wasn't going to cry for you today, Regina. I had so many things that I wanted to say to a room full of women, different ages, at different levels in their life. Don't be afraid to step out on faith. Don't be afraid to trust God. He knows everything about you, from the crown of your head to the sole of your feet. He's not going to give you anything that you cannot handle. I think about my situation, and mine is totally different from anybody's. Somebody could be struggling with their weight, the way they look, their natural hair, their relaxed hair, their skinny body, their heavier body, whatever it is that you're struggling with. Don't be afraid to trust God with it. A lot of times, we walk away from something when we're so close to it. God is getting ready to bless you, but you give up. I'm begging you not to give up on you. Don't give up on you. Let your story, your test, whatever it is, always be known. It's not about telling a bunch of people your business because you don't know your story. Could be their story. Your story could be what they need to make it through. you gotta press and push when you have labor pains in your pregnancy. And mother, you're 63. Your journey has just begun because you're not afraid anymore to do what God would have you to do. Don't ever be afraid to fight, to press, to live on purpose. My husband will have been gone for 2 years. My anniversary is this Tuesday. 2 years he has been gone. And I thought that I was going to fix him for Mother's Day. Oh, you going to buy me something. He in Louisiana in federal prison. I went out and bought me a Gucci watch. Oh, you got to pay the bill. What is you thinking you doing? You ain't heard him. You got to pay the bill. I don't know where my mind was when I said, yeah, give me that watch. I didn't pay the mortgage. Can I take the watch back? I was in a hurtful place that day. But God said, wear the watch. You're going to get the mortgage paid. You're going to have those days. But you got to push and press. Jill, what is your purpose? Do you want to work with kids? You love them, just don't want to have anymore. Do you want to be in front of people all the time? You love a camera, you just Facebook full of pictures of you. I said, wherever you send me, God, I'm going to go. That's why I'm here with Regina today. I trust her vision, and I trust God. And I know that he won't send me anywhere where he won't protect me. And he's not going to send you anywhere where he won't protect you. Whatever it is you're struggling with, set it down and walk away. But walk away. Don't ever pick it up again. Because if you do, God is not going to work it out for you. That lets him know that you don't trust him. Put it down and walk away. Never to look back as if it's already done. That's how I live my life. Whatever comes my way, whatever labor pains, the liars, the backstabbers,